Hey everyone, Solar here, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. As of recording this video, we are only about 2 full days away from the launch of Destiny 2. If you guys are as hyped as I am, please be considering leaving a like on the video if you enjoy the sort of content that I make regarding Destiny 2. Before any further ado, I would like to sort of warn you guys that this video is almost fully spoilers except for the very end, which I'm going to be talking about my content schedule for Destiny 2 to all 123 of you that are subscribed to my YouTube channel, and the 150 or so of you that are following over on Twitch. Just explain my sort of content schedule to you guys. That'll be at the very end of the video. So before any further ado, let's just jump right into this. One more warning, these will be completely spoilers, so yeah, let's just get into it. The first thing is probably what you saw on the screen, which is actually a pretty big spoiler, so I do apologize if you saw the thumbnail for this video. Is that the light cap, or the new power cap, they changed your quote-unquote light level to it's now called your power level, which I'm not sure if there was like a big reasoning behind that, or if it was just a name change. They sort of did away with the whole light and darkness thing, so that was probably just adding on to that. They got rid of the light level and it's now called a power level. So the power level in Destiny 2, it was maxed out at 200 in the beta and the PC beta, and you sort of saw in some of the early Game Informer footage that are decrypting engrams at 214 and 215, and the exotic weapons in the PC beta were also at 205 light, which I found kind of odd. But yeah, so you guys obviously know that the light cap is not going to be 200 or even close to 200. It's actually going to be 300, and that comes from, again, that guidebook. The same person that leaked a few pictures earlier leaked the exact same, I guess, sort of pages of the book, or a few more pages of the book that were not previously leaked out, like a whole bunch of the new exotics, which I myself have not looked at yet. I'm going to sort of keep some of them to myself, except for 2 of them that I actually did look at early, and that's going to be a separate part of the video. But yeah, the light level cap is up at 300. It's going to be basically the same as the Taken King, how that capped was at 300, and then sort of when the hard mode raid came out, or in Destiny 2's case, the Prestige, I think they're calling it the Prestige difficulty instead of the Heroic difficulty. When that raid comes out, they'll probably raise it up to 320, 350, something like that. But also something we get in the page of the strategy book that confirms the light level is 300. It says that once you hit light level 260, so whether that be you're grinding day 1 and you hit 260, or a few weeks into the game you finally hit 260, the light level cap, sort of where you're getting that consistent upgrade of gear, it'll sort of plateau out, and you won't be getting the consistent upgrades that you sort of got earlier on in the game from light level, say, 1 to 260. It's not going to be as consistent as that, so you're sort of going to hit this plateau where maybe you do a few strikes and you get one piece of gear that's 261, and that raises you up a little bit. It mentions in the page of the book that the main things that you're going to be wanting to complete to get higher than light level 260 are your flashpoints. There's something called your Call to Arms, which is basically like the old Nightfall bounties for Crucible, stuff like that, which are more end-game sort of geared activities that aren't really sort of as hardcore as the Nightfall or Trials. So you're going to be wanting to complete your Nightfalls, your Flashpoints, your Call to Arms missions, and basically all of the higher tier stuff. Try not to do any of that before you hit 260, or you may be sort of hindering yourself in chances of getting higher level gear. So yeah, I guess that's just a little PSA. Don't do your Flashpoints, your Call to Arms missions, your Nightfalls and stuff like that until you hit about light level 260. And also with the thing mentioning it, with the guidebook mentioning that the sort of plateau is at 260, I would go as far to say that kind of confirms that that's where the Nightfall, like, sort of power level requirement's going to be. It'll probably be like minimum light level 260 to enter into it or something like that, which I'd say is pretty reasonable. That's I think how it was in the Taken King as well. So yeah, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for the light level sort of discussion there. Max light level is 300, and you'll sort of stop consistently leveling up at 260. Let's get into the sort of next thing that you probably saw in the thumbnail and in the title. Is there going to be exotic combos or sort of exotic like sets of weapons? If you're familiar with the Division and its recent sort of batch of updates, They used to have named weapons, which were just high-end yellows, but instead they bumped those up to exotic, and a few of those weapons, if they were paired sort of like a primary with a secondary, their perks would benefit each other, or like one perk on the first weapon would trigger a perk on the second weapon if you switched back and forth. Basically, Destiny is going to get 2 sets of that. Heavy spoilers here if you guys don't want to sort of know what's going on with these sort of exotic combos. Personally, I'd like to know, just to know, when I'm going to, say I'm in the game and you get a legendary weapon that you think is just complete garbage, and you get rid of it, and it actually ended up being one of the sort of combos for the exotics. So that was the whole reason I wanted to know about this sort of spoiler. And it's sort of why I'm telling you guys, because I feel like it's important enough to know about. So the first sort of exotic combo that we have is that the Mida multi-tool is returning as a primary kinetic exotic weapon, and its counterpart, it has like basically exactly the same perks as the Destiny 1 Mida. It's not like the Hard Light where it got sort of like the change where you could switch between all 3 elements and stuff like that. It's basically exactly the same weapon. It sort of has a different look, sort of like the, if you remember the ornament from Destiny 1, where it sort of turned it into like a black Spec Ops tactical thing. It sort of looks like that, as its sort of like default look. But, its exotic counterpart is going to be a legendary SMG called the Mida Mini Tool, which I actually love the name of that weapon, and the fact that it's an SMG. I highly doubt we've seen any gameplay of it before sort of the game comes out, so I don't think we're going to be seeing any gameplay of it until it drops here on Wednesday when the game is fully released. So yeah, that's super cool, and I cannot off the top of my head remember, or even if it was really confirmed, what the bonus is going to be, where if you do something with the Mida multi-tool, it will add on to the Mida mini-tool. We're not really sure about what the perk is or what the benefits are of using both of those weapons yet, but that's super cool that the Mida multi-tool has sort of like an SMG counterpart. So you have a scout rifle and an SMG. I think that's really freaking cool. And then they sort of benefit each other. The next one is an exotic hand cannon called the Skrom, I believe, something like that. It's a Russian word, and I'm American, so I have no idea how to pronounce any Russian words, but that hand cannon, sort of a big, beefy hand cannon. It's got like a large magazine, super slow reload, just stuff like that. And its counterpart, I believe, was another hand cannon, but it was sort of the opposite, where it had low damage, faster fire rate, and faster reload and stuff like that. And the primary will always be an exotic, and the energy weapon will always be a sort of legendary. So they go with each other, and it would be kind of cool if when you had both of them equipped, it was like gave you sort of like a cosmetic appearance or some sort of change like to the look of the weapons and stuff like that. But I highly doubt we're going to get anything like that. Like I said before, not much is known about these sort of exotic combos other than the sort of leaked screenshots of the strategy book that we got earlier today. So I apologize if sort of this was a bit of a letdown, but we don't really have that much information. As I said, the game launches in like 2 days from when I'm recording this. So leave a little bit of, I guess, spoilers or a bit of a surprise to as what those exotic combos do. And we also am not sure if that'd be kind of cool if they extended it to sort of exotic armor and legendary armor, but I highly doubt we're going to get anything that extensive. So yeah, that's going to do it for this little bit of a news/ramble. If I sounded a little bit flustered throughout some of it, I do apologize. I'm doing this all in one take, which I should probably stop doing because it doesn't seem to be working out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking through it and watching this sort of Destiny news video. Can't thank you guys enough for the recent support over on Twitch and here on YouTube. It's been just great trying to grow the channel a bit before Destiny 2 launches. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to go follow me over on Twitch and follow my Twitter if you're interested in that sort of stuff. I'll be streaming my entire playthrough of Destiny 2, at least some of the campaign, and then a lot of the endgame activities, as I don't really like to stream 24/7, but I'll be streaming sort of the big points in the story, and I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream from when Destiny launches, the full first day of the game being out, as the community finds out secrets and a bunch of stuff like that. So yeah, be sure to go follow me over on Twitch. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.